Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Community Yoga, offered through Morning Light Yoga Studio, and a Mind Balance Yoga therapeutic class offered by me through my teaching. My name is Dr. Sara Morrow. I'm a licensed psychologist specializing in child and family mental health, and I teach therapeutic yoga. And this month here at Morning Light, we always have a pose of the month. And we're working on Natarajasana this month, Lord of the Dancers pose, or Dancer's pose. And it's a beautiful balancing pose, heart-opening posture, and so really a very therapeutic practice. So, all of our emotional stress tends to lead to this self-protective forward postural tension, shoulders toward the ears, arms in front of us, and it's, the sympathetic nervous system's attempt to protect the vital region of the body. And so when we do heart opening work like dancer's pose, it's really helping to reverse some of that held stress response that the body just kind of clings on to. And so as we can release that and really open the heart center, the brain is receiving that feedback and can assume that things must be okay if you can be really open and vulnerable. And so that can be really a therapeutic practice to open through the heart. Of course, balancing work is mind exercise. So it takes full awareness to really be tuned in to sustained visual point of focus, strong awareness of that standing leg, rooting down, maintaining some core and pelvic engagement to hold strength and stability in the pose, and stopping the mind from wandering, because as the mind wanders, we tend to lose our balance. And so balancing work is really powerful at getting better and better at sustained present moment mental focus. So through COVID times, we're teaching this program through Zoom, and so I'm able to record these classes and offer them at your convenience. And because I'm still mostly at home, I've just read so many books this past year. And so each community yoga class, I've been bringing in one of the latest books I've been reading. And, typically what I'm studying are the latest in psychology or functional medicine, mindfulness meditation research, kind of the science behind, why are we doing this therapeutic yoga? What's the cause and effect? What do we know about the healing impact of mindfulness practices, and especially mindful movement and breath regulation work? But this month, I'm bringing in a book by Eckhart Tolle. And so I've been reading lately his book, A New Earth, Awakening to Your Life's Purpose. And I have read Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now several years ago as a really powerful book. And he's a philosopher, so in Eckhart Tolle's work, there's no research studies cited, there's no data that he presents. It really is philosophy about kind of what we call the human condition. Why do humans suffer? Why are things so difficult for us? Why are we so mean to each other? Why do we get so upset? Why do we suffer? And Eckhart Tolle just has this intuitive wisdom. And whenever I've read his work, it just makes sense. It's heavy reading. It's kind of like you have to go back and reread some sentences or paragraphs and really wrap your mind around it. But it's so intuitively just relates, I think, to the normal human experience of the mind being reactive, feeling judgmental, feeling anger arise, having discomfort or emotional pain, but then telling a story about that and letting the mind kind of take over to lead to these extra layers of suffering. And so Eckhart Tolle kind of combines a lot of what we talk about in Western psychology with truly what the ancient yogis figured out intuitively through their self-study, through their deep awareness practices that they were doing thousands of years ago. And so that's kind of where I, am so drawn to, is like, why do these practices work? Why do they feel so good? Why are they so healing? What do we know scientifically? And then kind of combining these worlds together to come up with a well-informed kind of deep healing practice. So a lot of what Eckhart Tolle talks about is sort of cognitive restructuring. In psychology, that would be noticing the automatic negative reactive thoughts in the mind, being able to catch that those thoughts are causing intense suffering or more levels of pain than are necessary, and being able to shift perspective toward acceptance, towards appreciation, gratitude, or just kind of zooming out, becoming again and again more aware of just the state of reality, that we are of this universe. We are life expressing itself, and to kind of get out of the surface level human unconscious way of living and really bring presence into each moment. And in this awareness, we're able to see the automatic reactivity. Really, that's your stress response kicking into gear, wanting to protect you from perceived threat. But from that awareness, realizing we have a choice and that we can feel better right now and change our emotional patterns over time if we can continue to stop and notice and be an observer, to observe the thoughts rather than be stuck in our heads, to observe the emotion rather than being overwhelmed by the emotion. And so I just love Eckhart Tolle's work, but it's a kind of book I would say you almost might want to keep it by your bedside and read a few pages every so often, because it's sort of like these reminders we just need to have again and again. Really, those are what spiritual books do for us. They help remind us every time we open that book and turn the next page, oh yeah, that's my intention. Oh yeah, I need to continue to pause and notice and redirect my perspective of really what matters in life, really where I have choice that can help things work better. So as we practice today, I have this kind of routine of when we stop in stillness, I'll bring in a meaningful quote from some wise person. And so just so you know, today, all of the little readings and snippets I'll be sharing are from Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth. So, all right, we're going to dive into this practice. So go ahead and get yourself established in your sitting position. I always recommend for meditation that you have a little bit of height under your hips so that you have a nice stability in your spinal position. And so try to come to an intentional sitting posture. So we tend to just kind of plunk down and have our habit in which leg comes in front, or how we choose this automatic position in the body. And so I would really encourage you to notice which leg you have in front and to really set up the foundation of the body. Figure out which distance in the knees just feels really stable and grounding for you. And then from that leg position, working on really feeling strong connection through the sitting bones, working to level the pelvis. And then from there, lengthening, reaching upward through the crown of the head, through the heart, to find a little bit more space between each of the vertebrae of the spine. And as you come to this tall, alert skeletal posture, roll the shoulders back and down, let the shoulders fall heavily away from the ears, and begin to ease muscular effort throughout the body, trying to soften into the position, letting go of any strain or struggle or tension here. The sound of our singing bowl is just this cue to take our first intentional deep breath, coming into present moment awareness. Choosing to breathe in from nose to belly. Choose to breathe out and release the breath completely. And again, a couple cleansing breaths. Larger inhale than normal. Feel the belly expand. And big release through the mouth. Fully emptying the lungs. And then slowly beginning to ease the breath. A sense of the airflow slowing down. A steadiness in the rhythm of inhale and exhale. An awareness of the slight pause at the top of each in-breath and a pause at the bottom of the out-breath. Just like the waves on the ocean. There's a hesitation as the wave reverses its direction, and the rhythm is continual. Following the breath for a moment. And just scan through the body, just noticing if there's any areas of held tension. Softening the shoulders, the jaw, allowing the eyes to be at ease. a sense of smoothing tension away from the forehead, the temples, the jawline. Tension flowing down and out, dissipating away from you. And then checking in with the thinking mind and just noticing when thoughts arise. Thoughts are inevitable. It's just the automatic function of the mind. But as we can observe those thoughts, we become empowered to step aside, to see them clearly, and to realize we have a choice to let them go, or to shift that thought to a perspective that is more wise, more true, and more helpful. And then just notice emotion. So really emotion just being a pattern of body sensation tied to a pattern of thought. And just contemplate, how has your emotional pattern looked lately? What feelings have been there that have felt uncomfortable or stressful? And can you just see that emotion clearly and realize that the mind's reaction to that emotion is where that emotion can harm you? But the emotion itself is just sensation and thought. Following the breath, quieting the mind. Can you see that your unhappiness about being unhappy is just another layer of unhappiness? Find out whether it is possible for you to allow those feelings to be there. In other words, if you don't mind being unhappy, what happens to the unhappiness? Can you find some space around your unhappiness? That space comes when there is inner acceptance of whatever you are experiencing in the present moment. The moment you stop identifying with the feeling, the old painful emotion that lives inside you, the moment you put your attention on it directly without trying to resist it, it can no longer control your thinking. You cannot be unhappy without an unhappy story. Emotion in itself is not unhappiness. Only emotion plus an unhappy story is unhappiness. Eckhart Tolle. Holding this concept in mind for a moment. Realizing emotion is inevitable, pain is inevitable, but the reaction of the mind towards discomfort is the source of suffering. And awareness is where we become empowered to choose our response, to redirect the mind, to see with wisdom more clearly the way things really are. As we find awareness of the present moment, we're able to experience the power of now. Just this breath, this thought, deep acceptance of what is. On your next inhale, turn palms up and then float hands to the heart, fingertips and palms touching, thumbs to the heart, cradling sacred space between the palms. And come here as to set our intention. Allow yourself to pull back the illusion of how you think things are and really see clearly for a moment, how am I doing? Where am I reacting to the world? Where is my mind causing me difficulty or suffering? And set your intention to bring awareness into emotion, to pause and notice the pattern of thought and body sensation, and to choose a response, redirecting the mind to a larger sense of things, towards deep acceptance, appreciation, an awareness of impermanence, every moment passing, unfolding to the next moment, and allowing yourself to smile, to relax, to breathe, and to know that if you stay aware, you will stay empowered. Just see this becoming the path forward. And now on a slow inhale, prayer hands begin to rise upward as fingertips open, eyes open, gentle smile. Palms remain upward as we slowly float the arms down, releasing little by little back to outer awareness. And then from here, notice which leg you have in front and extend the legs in front of you. Just giving our knees a nice break here, getting some circulation flowing. So perhaps a little massage to the kneecaps or a little massage up and down the legs, little movement in the ankles, little forward bend, and then recross the legs one more time with the opposite leg in front, coming back to easy pose. Hands to the knees, inhale, lift the heart, lift the chin, begin to slide the hands in towards you, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and exhale, push the hands away, dropping chin to chest, head is heavy in the center. And then from here, sitting up tall, but with head heavy, begin to inhale, rolling the right ear toward the right shoulder, exhale, rolling chin to chest. And inhaling left ear to left shoulder, exhaling chin to chest. And just flow at your own breath rhythm, extending that arc, that stretch a little more each time. And of course, if you notice an area of particular tension or discomfort, you can pause there and just hold a gentle stretch, allowing the body to let go of that self-protective muscle tension. Of course, you can bring the hands up to the neck and shoulder region for some self-massage to help that release if necessary. Otherwise, just enjoying gravity doing the work here. Releasing anything we've been holding, that self-protective bodily tension. The next time you inhale, head to the left. Exhale, chin back to chest. Next inhale, roll the head back up. And then from here, once more, extend the legs into our Dandasana position. Set the feet actively in front of you, pressing outward through the soles, spread the toes wide and draw the toes back toward the shins. Sit up nice and tall, hinging a little bit forward to that front edge of the sitting bones. And then pointing the toes low, feeling this deep stretch into the front of the ankles, tops of the feet, into the shins. And then doing a full range of motion, rolling your ankles, big circles each way, just loosening up through the ankle joints. So of course in Natarajasana, we'll be balancing on one leg at a time, and so trying to stretch the feet and warm up the ankles will serve as well in that pose. Okay, from here, set those feet actively and then bring the right foot into the inner left thigh, dropping the knee outward, setting up for our Shirshasana, head of the knee pose. So you'll kind of see me do this adjustment, drawing my left sitting bone backwards, lifting my heart, inhale, exhale, hinge from that left hip crease, coming into a forward fold here. Keep the left foot active as if pressing that foot into a wall in front of you, really coming into a deep stretch through the back of that left leg. Relax through the neck and shoulders, tuck the chin down gently. Deep, full breath here in this forward bend. Holding long enough for the body to feel safe in that stretch. Perhaps inhale, lift a little bit, pull the belly in, exhale, fold a little more deeply, releasing layers of tension, quieting the mind in our forward folds, poses of inner awareness. And then fingertips will press down on an inhale, roll the spine up, hold that outer right knee as you come onto the sole of the right foot. Inhale, extend the left arm, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, begin to twist to the right. Hand or elbow will wrap that right knee. Your right hand will press down behind the hip to support your tall spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deep twist. Turning to the right, pulling that knee in toward the belly. Of course, in this Marichyasana twist, you have options. You can step the right foot across the left thigh, getting more access into that outer right hip. You can also bring the elbow to the outer knee for more resistance, pressing elbow into outer knee for a deeper rotation into the spine. So finding your twist that feels best to you. And then inhale, lengthen, slowly unwind on exhale. Bring that knee back down and then left foot meeting the right into Baddha Konasana, our bound angle pose. So taking a minute here to look for symmetry in the arches, energetically pressing the feet into each other as knees reach out wide. Inhale, lengthen, pressing the feet in, access those hip joints, and then perhaps just a partial fold, hinging from the top of the hips, releasing down part way. Softening the jaw, relaxing the face. And inhale, pressing back up. Go ahead and extend the right leg. Left foot will come right to the inner right thigh. Shirshasana, second side. Active through the right foot, pressing forward. Spread the toes, draw the toes back towards you. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, hinge from the right hip. Coming into this deep forward bend. Finding that point of tension and pausing there to breathe and allow the body to start to let go of that tension. Easing in here. Perhaps closing the eyes to help you bring that awareness, to know that you're breathing, to notice if the mind is thinking, and to hold a steady awareness of the present moment. Just this. And again, perhaps inhale part way, pull the belly in, exhale, fold a little more deeply here. Perhaps even turning palms up to really let go of effort through the hands and arms. Deepening the breath. And then fingertips will draw in towards you. Slow inhale, roll the spine up. And once more, stepping that left foot to the mat. Inhale, right arm extends, tall to the crown of the head as you begin to rotate on exhale to the left, wrapping around the left knee, pressing those left fingertips down to help you lengthen the spine. Right foot is actively pressing forward. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Turning the neck only gently, always very protective of the cervical spine. And again, those further options here to perhaps step across the right thigh or to bring that right elbow to outer left knee for some resistance. Finding this position that feels best for you today. Breathing into low belly. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, unwind slowly. Setting that left knee out once more, right foot meets the left, coming back to bound angle. This time I'd recommend a wider diamond shape through the legs, wider angle. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the chin. Begin to hinge from the hip crease as you come into a forward fold here. This time really pressing the feet towards each other, coming down farther, deeper into the stretch, and then releasing the shoulders, the neck, chin drops down. Deepening the breath here in our bound angle forward fold. And a gentle smile to the face can help the body ease tension. Sense of breathing into those hip joints to ease deep layers of emotional stress that the body might be holding. And fingertips will press down. Inhale, roll yourself up. Continue to cross the lower legs as you come forward on hands and knees, setting up for child's pose. So here in child's pose, big toes touch, knees come apart. Inhale, nice tall spine. Exhale, slide yourself out. Starting in child, a bit of a stretch, right? Hands pressing down and forward, hips reaching back. Nice low back stretch. And then coming onto fingertips on inhale, walk your hands over to the right side. You're welcome to bend your right arm and support the forehead onto that right forearm. Left fingertips will press down and forward as the left hip reaches back, deepening the breath to stretch through the intercostal muscles, opening up left side ribs here. Deep breath. And then on next inhale, walk hands to center. Exhale, stretch the hips back, hands forward. And then once more, fingertips walk to the left. Left arm can bend, supporting the forehead onto left forearm. And right fingertips now pressing down and forward with the right hip reaching back. Deep, full breath into right side body. So one of the most therapeutic benefits of yoga is the expansion of the flexibility of the rib cage. So as we create more space for the lungs to breathe fully, it supports a balanced nervous system. We know that chronic high levels of psychological stress lead to constriction in the range of breath over time. So creating more space for the lungs, help the nervous system balance, help the mood balance. Inhale, walk hands back to center. Exhale, release here in child's pose. Palms can turn up, or you can bring hands along your legs. Just releasing yourself here for some awareness. Following the breath. And then planting hands to the mat. Inhale, rise on up to hands and knees for tabletop. Adjust the legs so that the feet are pointing straight back. Knees are under the hips. Wrists are under the shoulders. Fingertips pointing straight forward. And we're going to warm up our spine here. So dancer's pose being a bit of a back bend. We definitely want to warm up the spine first. We're going to inhale, lift the tailbone. Begin to extend the heart forward. Lift the chin. Start small and gentle. And exhale, drop the tailbone, pull the belly in, press through the hands, releasing crown of the head to the earth. And you can move at your own breath rhythm. Inhale, lead through the tailbone, extend the spine notch by notch all the way forward. And exhale, flexion, really pull the belly in. Again, as you inhale slowly, try to synchronize the movement with the breath. Pause at the top of inhale. And exhale, slow and steadily release the breath as you transition the pose and pause with the breath out. One more round. Inhale, deeper extension. Really reach the heart forward, lift the tailbone high, and exhale, deep flexion. Nice, slow breath. And then from here, inhale back to table. Curl the toes under. And then on your next inhale, begin to keep the knees bent as you reach the hips up and back, pressing through the hands, coming into bent knee down dog. Really focusing here first on a nice long spine. Reaching broadly through the upper arms and shoulders, the chest pressing toward the legs. Neck is in neutral. And then begin to straighten one knee at a time. Really press that heel heavily toward the earth. Take a full breath here. And then next breath, bend that first knee, straighten the second, heel heavy to the earth. And one more time, walking the dog side to side. Begin to open up the back of the legs. There's a benefit here of holding this inversion, blood flow to the brain, beneficial to brain health. And then bend both knees, re-lengthen those hips up and back, come high on the tiptoes with straight knees, and then allow both heels to sink down towards the earth, coming into your full down dog position, releasing any effort from the neck. And then from here, inhale, float the right leg up high behind you, coming into three-leg dog. Keep the outer right hip drop down. We're not going to open the hip. We're going to bend the right knee, bringing the heel towards the glutes, but then begin to reach the toes towards the sky. So this is a little bit of a warm-up towards dancer pose. We'll have our leg extended behind us. Inhale, and then exhale, bring that right knee all the way forward to the inside of the right wrist. Coming all the way down for pigeon pose. So we're going to walk the left leg back, bring the outer right hip down toward the mat, or of course you can prop with a blanket under that right hip. Find this leg position in the lower right leg that feels safe and comfortable to the knee, walking that right foot toward the top of your mat just a little bit. Of course, if it hurts your knee, you can sit more up onto the calf, reduce that angle in the knee joint. Starting on fingertips here, inhale into a nice back bend, really reaching the heart forward, lift the chin, draw the left hip forward, pull the right hip back. Inhale, reach, and exhale, begin to come into our pigeon forward fold. Coming down slowly, you can stack the hands or fists to support the forehead. And as we come into deep hip openers, often there'll be a transfer of tension into the jaw. So in pigeon pose, always an awareness to really relax the face, relax the jaw, and a sense of breathing into that right hip. Each exhale, releasing deep layers of tension held in the body. Eckhart Tolle discusses the pain body in his book, A New Earth, and how we all carry what we call now in psychology collective trauma. All of the suffering of human history somehow stored within our physical being. And in yoga, we're able to release some of that stored trauma, not just our own story, but the story of humanity in the body. And slowly begin to rise up. So setting your hands back under the shoulders. Inhale, pressing into your back bend. Curl the left toes under. Walk the knee forward. Right knee meets the left. Coming to tabletop. Let everything ease here before you sink back to child's pose to reset. Hips to the heels, releasing yourself into child's. To love is to recognize yourself in another. The longing for love that is in every child is the longing to be recognized. As we become more and more aware of our interconnection, we see ourselves in every life form. When we realize that we are of the earth, our perception shifts. And then reaching hands forward actively once more. Inhale to tabletop. Curl toes under, and on a slow exhale with bent knees, rise to down dog. Reach the hips high, straighten the knees, and then heels slowly descend. Taking a full deep breath here as you find your optimal alignment. Broaden the upper arms, release the neck, hit heavy heels reaching to the mat. And then slow inhale, left leg will float up. Finding three-leg dog, make sure that outer left hip stays dropped. And then bend the left knee, reaching the heel towards the glute, and then reach those left toes toward the sky. Keep the right heel heavy. Begin to open up that front of the left leg. Deep breath in, and exhale, drive the left knee all the way forward, resting the left knee into the inside of the left wrist, kicking the foot out a little bit, right knee to the mat, walk the right leg back. Coming first here into our pigeon extension, reaching through the heart, press down through the hands, really pull the left hip back, press the right hip forward. Deep breath in, exhale, begin to lower yourself down into our pigeon forward fold. Perhaps coming onto forearms, stacking the hands or the fists, releasing here. Remembering to soften through the face, the jaw, even a gentle smile here will reassure the nervous system. It is okay to let go. It is okay to be at ease in my body, to release self-protective tension. A visual practice of imagining creating space in the left hip with each inhale, releasing tension with every exhale. And on a slow inhale, begin to rise up, planting hands shoulder width apart. Curl the right toes under. Step the knee forward. Left knee will meet the right in tabletop. Taking a breath here. Exhale and release hips to heels, coming into child's pose once more. Releasing effort through the hands, relaxing the face, coming to the breath. Thinking without awareness is the main dilemma of human existence. What a liberation to realize that the voice in my head is not who I am. Who am I then? The one who sees that. The awareness that is prior to thought, the space in which the thought or the emotion happens. The awareness is my true self. Thinking without awareness is the main dilemma of human existence. And reaching hands forward, inhale, rise up, curl toes under, and release all the way up to your down dog pose. Inhale, look forward. On exhale, step or hop feet to the hands. Inhale, swing the spine out. Exhale, forward bend, finding Uttanasana. So checking you have a little space between the big toes. Release the arms as they dangle. Bend the knees, drop the tailbone. Slow inhale, begin to rise up. It's like a beautiful fern uncoiling towards the sunshine. Roll the shoulders back and open. Hands point forward. Pausing here in some inner awareness. Aware of the feet rooting down, the heart reaching up, reaching through the crown of the head. So we're going to do a modified breath of joy here today. Instead of 3 inhales, we're going to do 1 long sustained inhale as we flow with the arms more fluidly. So we're going to inhale, reach the arms forward. Continue to breathe in as arms flow out, and inhale, arms reach up as we stretch the front of the body. Exhale, slow release, pull the belly in. Inhale, float the arms forward, out and up. Smile, exhale, release. Inhale, forward, out, up. One more time, forward, out, all the way up, smile. Exhale, this time swan dive. Arms are going to draw out as we come into Uttanasana. Coming toward the top of your mat. Inhale, look forward, float your right leg up, bend the left knee and step back, setting up for warrior one. So in the right foot, we're going to come onto the sole of the foot, heel in, toes turn out. Looking forward for visual focus and balance, begin to come to standing. So in warrior one, we always want to square the hips forward. So pull the left hip back, right hip forward. We're going to bend at the elbows. And then with visual focus, inhale, lunge, and arms drive upward. Reach for the sun. Smiling here, relax the shoulders. From here, inhale, straighten the front knee as you open up. Reaching out for triangle pose now. So hips to the right, left arm reaching strongly, and then bringing left arm below the knee, right arm comes above you. Finding your triangle pose that feels best for you. Tuck that left sitting bone forward as you reach up through the inner thigh. Inhale, bring that right arm over the ear. Begin to bend the left knee, elbow to the knee, coming into side angle pose. Long side body. Inhale and exhale, pivot on those back right toes, right hand to the mat, left hand follows. High lunge, sink the hips low. Inhale and bring the right knee down to the mat. Always an option to pad your right kneecap or flip your mat for double padding. As you feel steady, rise up onto left leg. Sink the hips low to open that right frontal hip, preparing us for dancer's pose. Roll the shoulders back, palms are up, and inhale, sun breath, arms reach up. Exhale, turn the palms out, deep internal rotation of the upper arm, thumbs point down, and then interlock at the low back. Roll the shoulders back, squeeze the blades together, and lift the hands away from the hips as we take a deep breath here to open the heart center. Sink those hips low. Deep breath in. Release arms, hands to the heart. Exhale, hands come down. Lift the right knee, and we're going to step the left foot back to meet the right, coming into plank position. Pausing here for a breath. Reach up through those inner thighs. Press the heart away from the mat. Inhale, and we're going to exhale, lower down slowly, bit by bit, coming onto the belly. And then from here, setting up for Sphinx pose, release the tops of the feet. Hands forward, elbows tuck in. Always looking in Sphinx for the elbow to fall under the shoulder. Fingertips pointing straight forward. Energetically tug the hands in towards you to lift and lengthen. Lifting to feel a stretch from the belly button to the collarbone. And then from here, leaning to the left, bend your right leg. If you can, you're going to lean into that left elbow and reach back for the right foot. So you can start here by holding to the outer edge of the right foot, squaring yourself forward. Really lift through that left arm so we're not collapsing into the left shoulder. The next step would be to move your hand to the top of the foot and then to reach to the inner arch of that right foot. From here, inhale, lift, and then press your right foot into the right hand. Accessing that right quad. This is a modified version of our dancer pose. Really lift the heart forward, be tall through that left shoulder. Nice, inhale and exhale, slow release back to Sphinx. Deep breath here, leaning to the right, bend your left leg. You can just stay right here if that's enough for you. Otherwise, lean to the right, reach back for the outer edge of the left foot. And then square your hips and shoulders forward. Stay lifted through that right arm. And then option to spin the hand to grab that inner arch and press the left foot into the hand. Really feeling that left quad engage. Opening that left shoulder deeply. And inhale, release, coming all the way back. Hands under your shoulders. Inhale, press yourself to table. And exhale, coming back to child's pose. Resetting everything here, letting the spine neutralize. And then from here, reaching hands forward actively. Inhale, rise to table. Curl toes under. Exhale, lifting up and back to down dog. Taking a full breath here. Inhale, float the right leg up high. And exhale, coming forward, knee to chest, shoulders over the wrist, and then stepping the right foot down. We're setting up for warrior one, second side. So we're going to drop that left foot down, heel in, toes out. Visual focus for balance as you come to standing. Square the hips, pull that right hip back. Bending at the elbows, visual focus. Inhale, lunge into warrior one as those arms drive toward the sun. Reaching up and back, shoulders down away from the ears. Deep breath as you smile here in this open body posture. And then inhale, straighten the front knee, windmill the arms out, and continue to breathe as you reach to the right. Hips to the left, right arm will come below the knee. Tuck that right sitting bone forward, lift through the inner thigh, extend the left arm above you. Into Trikonasana. Inhale, bring that left arm over the ear, bend the right knee as you come into a side angle pose. Big breath here. Next, inhale, begin to pivot on those left toes. Bring that left arm all the way down. Right hand to the mat, high lunge. Left knee comes down to the mat. Hands to the right knee. Sink the hips low in our low lunge position. Release the arms, palms up, and inhale, big sun breath. Turn the palms out, exhale. Turn the thumbs down, interlock at the sacrum, flip to the side that feels funny to you. Roll your shoulders back, lift the hands away from the hips. Deep breath and smile as we open the heart center. Really sink the hips low, open that left frontal hip. And inhale, hands to heart. Exhale, prayer hands come to the mat. Lift the left knee and step the right foot back to plank. Just a short hold in plank today. Couple breaths here. Next, inhale. Begin to bend the elbows straight back. Squeeze through the legs, the core as you lower with control. Again, setting up for Sphinx pose. Hands forward, elbows tuck in, release to the tops of the feet, walk the frontal hips back. Starting here in Sphinx, tug the hands in towards you to really come into this spinal extension, gentle back bend. And then one more time, leaning to the right, bend that left foot, reach back for the foot, square the hips forward. Spin to the inner arch, and then really press through that right elbow, lift the heart forward, and press the left foot into the hand. Inhale, exhale, very slow release, come back to Sphinx. And then lean to the left, bend the right foot, reaching back for that outer edge or perhaps the inside of the arch. Square the hips and shoulders forward and then press into that right foot. Lift into that left elbow. Inhale and exhale, release back to Sphinx. Deep breath in. Exhale, come down, forehead to the mat, hands under the shoulders. Inhale, push yourself up to table. And exhale to child's, releasing here. Letting everything go. What you think, to a large extent, creates the emotions that you feel. See the link between your thinking and your emotions. Rather than being your thoughts and emotions, be the awareness behind them. Don't seek happiness. If you seek it, you won't find it, because seeking is the antithesis of happiness. Happiness is ever elusive, but freedom from unhappiness is attainable now by facing what is rather than making up stories about it. Unhappiness covers up your natural state of well-being and inner peace, the source of true happiness. Eckhart Tolle. Okay, reaching hands forward, everybody. Inhale, rise to table. Curl toes under. Exhale, flow to down dog. Inhale, left leg floats up. Exhale, knee comes forward all the way, stepping left foot down for high lunge. We're just transitioning to standing. So inhale, rock your weight back. To exhale, step your right foot forward. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, fold. Checking that your feet are parallel, a few inches between the big toes. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees and hips deeply. Exhale, swing arms back, pinkies high, engage triceps. And then inhale, rise up to Utkatasana, mighty pose. Shifting weight into the heels, shoulders down, arms toward the ears, hands are energetic. Feeling very quickly that heat in the quads. Letting the mind be okay with that sensation. And inhale, rise all the way up, big smile. Turn the palms out, exhale, float it all the way down. Coming to stillness here in mountain pose. Feeling the heart rate begin to slow. The breath begin to ease. Just holding awareness. Gentle smile to the face. A sense of the feet rooting down to the earth. The crown of the head reaching up to the sun. Okay. And then coming to outer awareness, we're going to do our dancer's pose, Natarajasana. So of course, in all balancing work, you have to figure out your comfort level, what you're up for, what feels safe for you. It can be helpful to have a wall nearby to kind of have a little sense of security there in case you start to lose your balance. But otherwise, just do your best, and always with self-compassion and a little sense of humor guiding the way, so we don't take these things too seriously. So finding mountain pose, always start with nice broad feet. We want to stretch the toes wide, draw the heels back away from the toes. Begin to weigh into your left leg, so you're standing your weight into that left foot as you come onto the right toes. Visual focus, mental focus, an awareness of rooting down through the left leg, visual locking on the gaze to one point of focus. And as you feel ready, pick up the right foot and reach back with the right hand to grab the front side of the foot. Now, the option here is to spin the hand to the arch side to grab the inside edge of the right foot. And with palm facing your leg, you're going to inhale the left arm straight up, palm facing away from you. You can stay right here, else we're going to inhale, begin to lift the right leg behind you as you hinge from that left hip. Bringing that left arm forward and reaching the right knee up and high. Now press the right foot into the right hand. Coming into dancer's pose. Visual focus. Know that you're breathing. Deep breath in. And then rising back up to standing. Float the arm down. Release the right foot. Pausing here for a moment. Feeling the shift, having both legs supporting the weight of the body. If you have that shoulder to the wall, you're going to now want your right shoulder to the wall. Setting that right foot very broadly, stretch the right toes wide. Shift your weight into the right leg as you come on left toes. Visual point of focus. And as you feel ready, bend the left knee and reach back for that foot. Just find balance here. And if you feel up for it, spin that hand to grab the inside edge of that right or the left foot. Right hand is energized. And now the option to inhale, right arm all the way up, palm turned away from you. And now beginning to hinge, rotating from the top of that right hip. Lift the left knee high, torso comes forward, right fingers reaching, and then press the left foot into the hand. Reach the left knee high, coming into our full extension here. Breathing, root down through the right leg. Core and pelvic and floor engaged for some strength and stability here. Visual focus. Know that you're breathing. And on an inhale, coming back upright, release the foot, release the right arm. Okay, so dancer's pose. Play with balance, have fun with it, but always think of it as the number one priority being that mental focus. Okay, we're going to wind it down for Shavasana here. So go ahead and take the feet wide, turn the toes out a little bit. You can shake it out here if you want a little bit. Deep breath in, palms open, lift the heart, lift the chin. Deep breath, and then exhale, chin to chest. You can do a little neck side to side, head roll, little neck stretch. Inhale once more, and then exhale, bend the knees a little bit. Arms will dangle, rounding the upper back, and slowly, notch by notch, feel that gentle stretch along the spine, moving down to the low back as we descend. And then once fingertips touch the mat with toes turned out, inhale, look forward, and exhale, coming into our Malasana, yoga squat. So elbows to inner knees, hands in prayer. Always engage pelvic floor strongly in and up as you lift through the heart, reach through the crown of the head. Nice and tall in this spinal posture in our yoga squat. Breathing into the hip joints, softening the jaw and the face. And then inhale, rock your weight forward, just to help you reach a hand back and sit back with control. Little pull into those knees to help you lengthen through the spine. And then releasing arms, begin to notch it down, rolling onto the back body, little by little, resisting gravity as you descend. And as you come onto your back, take the knees wide, or feet wide, with knees dropping in, supporting each other, and hands to the belly for a moment. Just coming into awareness. Feeling everything settle here. And then from here, deep breath in, excuse me, exhale. Hug the right knee into the chest, squeeze the breath out. Little belly compression. And then cross the right leg high on the left thigh. Kick the left foot out to the right as you drop knees to the left. Head will turn to the right, away from the knees. Coming into a cross-leg twist here. Trying to feel that gentle rotation through the length of the spine. And then inhale, head to center. Come back up on the left foot. Slide the lower right leg across that left leg so we have the outer edge of the right foot onto left thigh. Inhale and exhale, coming in to thread the needle. Lifting left leg up, hands will interlock behind the left thigh or perhaps toward the front of the knee and shin. Draw the right knee away from you as you pull the left leg in. Keep the right ankle engaged, meaning we're not collapsing that right ankle joint. Getting deeper access into the right hip. So in therapeutic yoga, the two focal points of the body are the hip center and the heart center. If we can open the heart, release tension from the hips, it helps us ease our psychological burden. Help us release layers of emotional tension or trauma stored in the body. And on inhale, step the left foot down, followed by the right. Square the hips and shoulders. Deep inhale and exhale. Hug the left knee into the chest. Squeeze the breath out. And then release, crossing the left leg high over the right thigh. Kick the right foot over to the left as you drop the knees to the right. Head turns to the left. Cross leg twist. And inhale, head to center. Come back up on that right foot. Slide the left lower leg out to where the outer edge of the foot is on right thigh. Inhale and exhale, lift the left leg up, coming into thread the needle. Pulling that right leg in towards you, press the left knee away, left ankle engaged. Breathing into left hip. And inhale, step the right foot down, followed by the left. Deep breath in. Exhale, squeeze both knees into the chest. You can even lift the chin here. Squeeze the breath out fully. Releasing the head back down, elbows to the mat, lift the feet up. And you can point, flex the feet a little bit here. And now arms will come above you. So we have our leg inversion, and here we can add arm inversion. Let the shoulders be very heavy onto the mat. And we can point and flex through the wrist. And then full range of motion, sweeping circles with the wrists and the ankles. Just doing full range of motion, encouraging blood flow to come down the limbs toward the heart. And then find stillness. Knees are gently bent, so the weight of the legs is just hovering over the pelvis. Hands are relaxed, shoulders heavy into the mat. And allowing blood flow to ease down the limbs. These inversions helping to initiate the relaxation response by changing the circulatory system. Deep breath in. Exhale, knees squeeze into the chest once more. Push the breath all the way out. Inhale, step the feet down, and then extend the legs one at a time, coming into your Shavasana position. Allow the legs to be heavy, feet splay out. Shoulder blades draw in towards the midline, opening up the heart center. Palms are turned up. You may like a folded blanket or pillow under the neck, little head support, or you might like a rolled up blanket or pillow under the knees. Of course, in Shavasana, you want to feel very comfortable, so taking any layers of clothing to stay nice and warm. Putting on your socks or a blanket can feel nice. And if you own an eye pillow or want to make one, just folding a washcloth, that can help you go into a deeper state of relaxation. So finding your optimal Shavasana position today. Taking that moment to offer yourself the gift of total comfort. And then letting go here, perhaps taking a deep breath in and a big sigh. Just letting it all go. Releasing any tension through the muscles of the face. Stretching the jaw, perhaps. Allowing the tongue to fall back heavily. Eyes are heavy. Gentle smile to the face. As you follow the breath. Noticing thoughts that arise and letting them pass by. A sense of sinking into the earth. Letting go into deep relaxation. Just this. Imagine there's a bubble of beautiful healing light all around you. Feel this golden light soothing, revitalizing every cell of the body. Imagine this energetic light is flowing outward from the heart center, surrounding you, protecting you. Allow a sense of openness to grow from the heart center outward, becoming more expansive with each breath. Zoom out. Enlarge your sense of things. Allow any discomfort to dissolve, to flow away from you, becoming clear, calm, completely at ease. Bring your awareness beyond your thoughts and feelings and find true presence, aware of all that is. Surrender. Let go. Just this, the power of now. Begin to deepen the breath. Feel each breath bringing with it that beautiful, revitalizing energy. And now, ever so gently and patiently, begin to come back to the body, wiggling fingers and toes, squeezing and opening the hands and the feet, rolling the wrists and the ankles. And of course, moving freely however feels good, but you might like to take a big inhale as you reach arms all the way up high. Point the toes low, big full body stretch, perhaps interlocking the hands and flipping the palms away from the crown of the head. Nice hand stretch. Maybe a little side to side stretch through the side body. And you might like to now hug knees into the chest once more, maybe a little rocking side to side to massage the back. You might enjoy opening up the feet and coming into a happy baby to tap into the hips one more time. Maybe a little gentle twist would feel nice, like a windshield wiper side to side twist. And then as you feel ready, roll to your right side. Pause there in right side lying position as you become aware of changing sensation. Shift in circulation, new touch points, new sense of gravity. And then pressing through your left hand, begin to roll yourself up, holding inner awareness as you come to a sitting position, setting yourself up for a closing meditation. Hands to the legs, palms turn up, rolling the shoulders back, nice and open through the heart center. Gentle smile to the face as you take in the present moment. Aware of the breath, aware of the body. Taking a break from the thinking mind to just soak in the power of now. Deep gratitude that you're well enough to do this practice today, to savor the joy of mindful movement. And releasing arms to your sides. Next breath in, arms rise, gather, smile as you draw beautiful energy into the fingertips. Exhale, draw prayer hands down the midline, all the way to the heart center, coming back to intention. The new earth arises as more and more people discover that their main purpose in life is to bring the light of consciousness into the world, and so use whatever they do as a vehicle for consciousness. The joy of being is the joy of being conscious. Eckhart Tolle. Seeing this intention, becoming more aware, more conscious as you experience life. Coming back and back to the power of now. Deep breath in, big breath out. And twice more, smile as you breathe in a big cleansing breath. Exhale, release with a sigh. And again, big, beautiful breath. Big release, let it go. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today for this practice. I'll just approach the camera to sign off. All right, everybody. Well, I hope that was a great way to start your weekend. Highly recommend the work by Eckhart Tolle. You don't have to read it, in a week. You can read like 2 or 3 pages at a time. But as you can tell, his work really draws in ancient wisdom philosophy with really what we know in modern psychology. And it's all about learning how to be aware of the thinking mind and bring yourself back to a state of mind that is, frankly, way more true and real consciousness, right? Back to consciousness. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the practice, and thank you so much for your ongoing support of Community Yoga. Bye, everybody.